Hi everyone and welcome. Today we're going to talk about the essence. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lana and I'm a body-oriented psychotherapist. Here on this channel we are talking self-development, therapy, spirituality and embodiment. So when it comes to the essence, I have often received the question, what is the essence? Well, once you have that connection to that essence, it's something inside of you that is very pure, that is very innocent, not naive necessarily, but that is very essential. It is the essence of who you are. It is the core of you. And we all have that connection in one way or another. If you are here, I am sure that you have had an experience of your essence. And what I want to talk about today is how sometimes being in that vulnerable state of our essence can be overwhelming, can be too much, because it's so open, it's so soft. It's not something that we're used to. It's not something that was possibly encouraged. It's not something that is valued. We feel unprotected. And that's not an easy place to be. We may think that we want certain things, but then when they come our way, we get terrified. Usually, we fear success, love, and beauty more than we do failure, abandonment, and pain. And why are we doing that? Why are we sabotaging ourselves? We unconsciously sabotage these states inside of us because they're all overwhelming. We feel like we wouldn't be able to handle them. And the truth is, we're not used to them. So we're usually more afraid of the unfamiliar beauty than familiar ugliness, so to say. So then we tend to regulate ourselves by worrying, by criticizing, and by trying to find situations that we feel comfortable in. So let me give you an example. When I was writing a book, I came to one chapter that was so intense. It was so profound. It was something that was so deep inside of me. And it was too much. I realized that my body is starting to shiver. It's like I wasn't able to handle it. And I needed to distract myself. I needed to get up and do something, scroll on social media or do something that is completely useless. I was like, why can't I be with this? It was just too overwhelming at the moment. So we need to give ourselves some time to get used to being with our soul. It's a process and it's also a practice. And there's nothing shameful about it. And also one other reason why we're afraid of our essence is because it can be shameful at times. We were maybe shamed for being so open and in love. We were maybe shamed as little children when we would show the most beautiful creations and somebody would say, oh, that's nothing, that's not good enough. And these moments are painful because when we do something from the essence, it's very vulnerable. It comes from this deep place inside of us. And as children, if we don't receive that support, it can leave a scar. And sometimes it's even shameful to show the essence that is maybe very loving part of us, that is maybe very strong part of us. And we feel that it's shameful because we often perceive that as a mask. Sometimes people who have the love in the essence, but they're afraid of it and they are maybe keeping it in the shadows. They create persona that is in a way imitating that essence. And that imitation can look like sugar-coated shit, so to say. And you can see that it smells bad, that it's not authentic. But then what we do, we feel like love is shameful or it's just lame. Or like when you watch a rom-com and it's like you feel this shame when you look at these people who are like running after each other. But this has actually nothing to do with real love. Because real love is what we feel inside of us. It's who we are. It's the force that drives us. It's the reason to live. And there's nothing shameful there. But in order to understand that, we need to get used to these states, especially in the beginning, let's say, when our essence, when the connection to our essence is something that is so new, it can literally be too much. We need to get used to that. We need to allow our body, we need to allow our nervous system to get used to that, so that that becomes our natural state. And bite by bite, day by day, moment by moment, when we allow ourselves the small moments of just being with our essence. I don't need to do anything. I can just be and breathe with what I feel and open myself gently, breath by breath. It's going to become more natural. It's going to become more embodied. And once something becomes fully embodied, it's when we start living it and experiencing it in our daily life. And then that state that is vulnerable, that doesn't seem unprotected anymore. It seems very strong, rooted, grounded. It becomes our reality. It becomes non-negotiable. I think we're just experiencing some fireworks here. So yeah, maybe it's time to celebrate who we truly are, to celebrate our souls. And it really does take a commitment to ground that part and to choose that, because it's an everyday choice. When we realize our patterns of unconscious sabotaging, when we realize that we literally manifest a situation to criticize ourselves or to worry about something. I remember one time I had such a beautiful day and I felt so connected to my essence, and then I remember it was too much. My nervous system literally couldn't handle it, and then I created a problem. I had an issue with my website and I needed to handle that. And in the back of my mind, I knew why this was happening. I was aware this is you not being able to be fully present with your essence. But these moments are great, because even though we maybe can't be, when we are aware of it, we are no longer leaving that self-sabotaging part in the unconscious. It becomes conscious, we become aware of it. And then it's important to say, I still accept you. I still accept that you can't be with that. I accept you as you are. I embrace you. It's okay. It's totally okay. We don't need to get anywhere. We don't need to be anywhere. It's perfectly okay as it is in this moment. And these moments of self-compassion are so crucial on this journey. Self-compassion is literally the medicine we are so deeply longing for. Because once we start talking to ourselves from the perspective of compassion, once we start soothing ourselves with words, our nervous system starts relaxing. And the more and more we are relaxed, the more we feel it's safe to open, to be creative, to show our qualities, and to be who we truly are, because that's basically what we are all longing for, to live the life that is meant for us. This is an invitation for you to start changing the narrative of self-criticism and start being kinder and gentle toward yourself. And I'm going to soon launch a self-compassion program, and this is an invitation to dive even deeper into why are we sabotaging ourselves and how to really be who we are, how to change that self-criticism. Why are we even critical toward ourselves? How did we learn that in the first place? Also, if you want to work one-on-one with me, I will leave you a link in the description box where you can book a free introductory session. I will also leave you in the link all the info about the self-compassion program. And thank you so much for being here, and I hope that this brings you a little bit more clarity and a little bit more connection and just knowingness that it's okay. We can relax. We don't need to be in a hurry. Everything is happening for us anyways. There is this part of us, our essence and our soul, that is working in our favor. And we can just relax, trust it, and allow it.